Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for my long hiatus. I've actually been moving. If you couldn't tell, I've got a new setup here, so that is why I've not really uploaded. But I'm all moved in now. New sets coming out, so I should be able to post a lot more deck profiles for you guys and some gameplay videos once manga set drops on the client and the starter decks as well. Right now, just kind of have to do some untapped gameplay because there's no other way to play the decks right now and really test them. But today I'm going to be going over the Kid Buu deck. We're just going to go over some of the key cards releasing the manga set for the deck. And then I might give you guys like a little theoretical deck that I've been testing with and a game or two on Untap. But anyways, let's just get right into the cards. Alright guys, so here is the new Buu leader from the manga set. This is a standard leader on the front, draws and awakens at 4, draws a card. It is Super Buu, and then when he awakens, it is going to be awakening into Kid Buu. So I'm just gonna call the deck Kid Buu. I'm sure everyone's gonna call it Kid Buu amongst the community. But he's a 20k leader, draws when he attacks, and then his ability is activate main once per turn. If you have a 4 cost or more Majin on the board, you can freeze any card, which is actually really good. Obviously, this is dependent on the 4 drops Majin cards that exist, but by the time you're awakening, you should be able to play your 4 drop with how this deck curves out. So I feel like you're gonna always be able to get this ability off every turn. So. And then let's just go to some of the key cards. I think it's Dabura's really more of a Fat Buu card to play it into turn, but you can play it in this deck. I'm choosing not to though. It'd probably be easier. Let's just do this. Here we go. All right, one of the key cards in the deck for sure is Bobbity. It's an SR, 2 drop, 5k combo, 5k power. Has barrier, which is super sweet. They need to really be careful with these barrier cards, but I don't think this card's too insane or anything. I think it's okay having barrier. But into turn, you're able to give a Wicked Soul or Majin card blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn, and you set it as active. So that allows you to protect your battle cards by restanding them, and also protecting your life by giving battle cards, obviously, blocker. So they are swinging 50k at you and they're a Broly or something, you can just block it instead of taking the damage. So this guy gets a lot of value. You just kind of throw one down on a curve, and he sits there all game and gets a ton of value for you. And then, yeah, let's go to this card. This Vegeta, I'm not. He's good, but deck space is a little tight. So I feel like this card's gonna be a lot better in like Fat Buu or even like Yellow Vegeta. Bit more control builds, but this is kind of a control build. But I don't know. It's just okay, but. Here's a really good searcher for the deck. It's going to be a 2-drop 20k, 5k combo Majin Buu. If your leader has the Majin trait, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you can grab a Bobbity or a Majin card. No cost restriction here, so super strong. If you don't have the Bobbity on curve, you can just play this and either find your 3-drop, your 4-drop, your 5-drop. You can find a lot of the deck, like most of the deck here. You can even find your one of Bobbity, which I am running. I feel like you should still run it because that card is pretty snapped post ban. Ooh, here we go. Here's a card that I really love. So it's a 5-drop, 15k power, 10k combo, Buu. This activate main, you can trash this card, and then you can trash a rest mode 5 or less, and then you're able to play a Majin Buu Evil with absorption tag, which does come in to play because there's some Majin Buu Evils. Basically, any Majin Buu that did not come out in the set does not have absorption, which kind of sucks, but and it also has to have a cost equal or less than the card that you trashed. So a really good play to get rid of 5-drops is you can play him and then play out this guy off of the ability. And so he's just a 5-drop, 35k, 5k combo. On play, if your leader is a Majin, you actually get to lock your opponent's energy, which is actually sweet. I've been talking about having this effect thrown in the Fusion World for a little bit now, because I know One Piece has it. You can freeze the Dawn cards, so I feel like it was only a matter of time until they introduced energy freezing into Fusion World. But this is really strong because it keeps your opponent off curve. If they rely on dropping a like bomb, like a 6-drop bomb or something, or even a 5-drop, playing this prohibits that for 1 turn. So it enables you to like keep your board really, because a lot of the board wipe cards require like 5 or 6 energy. So and then you just get a 35k swinger on top of it. So I feel like that combo is really good, being able to remove a body and then keep your opponent off curve while sticking a 35k on board. And then if you are trashing maybe like a 4 or less, like a Jiren, um, or like a SCR Goku, which is mainly why this deck, or this card exists in the deck, is to get rid of, get around the can't be KO'd effects. You can also play this Majin Buu. It's a 4-drop 30k, 5k combo. When attacking, you discard a card. If your leader is Majin, switch to active mode. This is basically just Fat Buu, but he's 4 cost instead of 3 cost, and you discard instead of trashing a card from your battle area. So it's slightly worse than the Fat Buu, I think. I guess it's not as restrictive because you don't have to have another battle card, but um, I guess you're kind of cheating it out for free anyway, so it works out. And it's also playable off the Double Striker, so you can go free game with it also. So, and then one of my favorite cards in the deck for sure. I feel like this one could have been a rare. They made it an uncommon though. It's a 3-drop 20k, 5k combo, Majin Buu Evil. On play, you can take a life, and then you can rest any battle card, which is pretty sweet. Basically, Janemba. This doesn't get the energy restand, but instead of the energy restand, he gets a when attacking ability, which is going to be if your leader's Majin, you can KO a 2 or less rest mode card. I think this card snapped. I think it might be better than Janemba in some lists. In the list I'm running, I don't have Janemba currently. I might add Janemba back in, but on my initial deck list here, don't have Janemba in here because I feel like this guy just does enough for me. I'm always wanting to play him over the Janemba. We're going to go over the curve after I get through the cards here, but I'll show you why he is so strong. Some other key cards. This Buu is like okay. I don't think he's too good. He's just critical, and then when he gets KO'd, you can play a 4 or less from your drop in rest mode, which is really strong. It's just a 0 combo though, and then it requires you to already have a 4-drop in trash. So little restrictive. I don't think it's a bad card, but deck space is tight. And then here we go. Here is an insane card in the deck. The other SR. It's a 4-drop 30k 0 combo Kid Buu. Has permanent can't be KO'd, which is really nice. Basically makes him super sticky against yellow, green, black has to bounce it, which they have ways, but and then sometimes red if they can't mine it, because red has a hard time minusing a 30k. They usually have to minus and then KO by effect. So this card's super sticky, and then even better on play or when you're when it gets KO'd. If your leader has Majin, you draw a card, and then you can choose all cards that cost a 5 or less in your opponent's energy and battle area and switch them to rest mode. So this card this kind of destroys well, I was gonna say destroys peel off walls, but those don't exist anymore. Really good into green, like green androids holding up energy for their meteors and EDBs. Really good in the yellow Vegeta, especially. Makes his leader ability like useless because he never gets to keep that up. You just hard cast this, and he just has a bunch of bricks in his hand after that. And then I think also this cost of 5 or less is gonna come into play, especially like green decks. So this can't rest a 6-drop if it's in your energy line. So if Android players are smart, they're just gonna make sure to not tap down their 6-drop or more cards to play around this Buu. But most decks don't really have 6-drops. And if they do, they kind of want to keep them in hand because they need them to win. So uh, usually this effect should always get used. But yep, They just reprinted the one drop Frieza as a Boo, so that's searchable in the deck, which is cool. Also, I guess you can use this in the set 4 Evil Boo leader and like pop it to get his leader effect off, which is awesome. But I think that is all I'm going to cover for this deck. Oh, I guess I can cover this extra card. I'm not currently running it, but I could definitely see me slotting it in, maybe teching this in. You get to play this for 1, and you discard a card from your hand, and then if you have a Majin Buu Kid in your battle area, choose 2 rest mode cards, cost of 4 or less, and KO them. This is a really strong extra card. It does require you to discard, so you go -2 in hand, but you're getting rid of the 2 4-drops. So like 5 energy, you can play that 4-drop SR Boo, and then play this, clear board, especially because the Boo's going to rest the cards, so they can't get around that, even if they want to keep him inactive, they'll play around this. So that's really strong. I could definitely see you teching some of these in for removal, but I just run Final Explosion at the moment. Alright guys, so here's just like a theoretical deck I made. We're just going to go over the curve real quick. This definitely is not like this is not a whole lot of testing's gone into this. So this is just like my theoretically what I would run. So on curve, our curve would be probably just play Bibbidi or this Boo here, the rest of the card. Keep your leader unawakened. Bibbidi searches almost all of your key pieces. It doesn't hit the Bobbidi, which sucks, but it hits this, and that's it. But still, decent amount of card and the 1-drop. So it has a decent amount of cards I can hit. So I think it might be a little bit better than a cantrip. And then turn 2, you kind of just want to hard mulligan your hand for a Bobbidi. You kind of need it on curve. And if you still mulligan and don't have it, and don't draw into it by then, we do have this 2-drop Boo that you could play instead. That's just a searcher. The find your Bobbidi or find your 3/4 drop. You find your double striker off of it. And then on 3, I feel like this is just like the only cards you can play. This card is so snapped. The 3-drop Boo here. So an awesome interaction on this curve that I think is really strong. If you go second, you can play this Bobbidi on 2, play this guy on 3. You can rest their 2-drop that they should have played, or maybe they played double cantrip. But still, you can rest a card. Let's say they rested, they played a 2-drop 20k. You can swing that with your leader. You can fizzle it, just to keep your opponent choked on life. And then you're able to actually swing this 3-drop at that 2-drop, and by the when attacking effect, it will pop it and fizzle the attack, removing the body off board while making sure your opponent stays high life. And then into turn, Bobbidi can just restand him so that your opponent has to swing your face and awaken you, which I think is really strong on curve. Keeps this guy protected also so that he can keep getting value every turn, because ideally if you're going second, doing that 1, 2, 3 curve on turn 4, you should be able to burn the marker for double striker to either play out the Kid Buu, which is definitely the best card, or the dual attacker if you just want to push face. But yeah, so almost every single turn you like don't have to swing leader, so you're making your opponent have to play a bunch of self awakeners because this Buu is gonna rest the whole board, and then you can just swing it for the turn. And then after that, you can definitely just do another double striker if you want, which is definitely strong. But if they play like a 5-drop, that you or they go a bit wide or have a 5-drop that has like a recurring like activate main ability that your freeze from your leader ability won't be enough. You can play this guy into this Boo and then lock their energy after you do the double strike play. Or you can just do like a 6-drop Frieza. That works too. And then just run 4 super combos, 3 final explosion, just in case a board gets a bit too wide. Honestly, I feel like this you can rest cards enough and keep your opponent high life that you're able to just swing battle cards all game, and they kind of just got to give them up. Since they're not going to be able to awaken themselves, but Final Explosion does come in handy. Sometimes you do just want to play this over the Boo if they play some like problematic cards. And then obviously we just got the lockdown Goku. I mean, we're like a control deck at the end of the day, so it's a really good 10k that can just get us out of some bad spots. And that's when the run the one energy absorption. I had a card slot. So this is obviously really good for like Broly and stuff. It's just a good situational card in case you need to freeze two bodies with your leader skill, and then this, and then you also just get the draw, so it's pretty good. But yeah, here is just like a theoretical list. I'm gonna show some gameplay. I am gonna be using this list in the video, and let's just see how it goes. Alright guys, so here is the gameplay. The audio got messed up when I was initially recording it, so we're just going to watch a playback of it on 2x speed. So we're just rolling for turn here. We both roll a 10, and then I roll a third 10 somehow. And then he rolls a 17, decides to go second here. Pretty bad starting hand, so I just mulligan it. And it gets a little bit better, but still not the greatest. Can I make this go faster? No. Looks like we're going to be stuck at 2x speed. Sorry, guys. Charge a Final Explosion here. Draw a double striker for turn. And I just have to pass. My opponent charges a hit. Swings my leader. I'll take it. And he cantrips, passes. He does forget to take the life here, but he does remember to take it in a few moments. So do not worry about that. I just play out the 2-drop Boo Searcher to hopefully find a Bobbity, because I'm going to need it for this matchup, because I need to be able to make blockers for his big bodies. So I didn't have it on curve, unfortunately, but that's what that Boo comes in handy for in case you don't have that Bobbity. And let's take the hit here, draw another 5-drop. Which isn't very good in this matchup since all of his cards are like 7 or more. So he does miss Vampa here, so he's just playing cantrips. Plays a Paragus Searcher, still doesn't hit a Vampa, which is insane. I think he grabs the 9-drop here. I think he's just, deciding what to grab. Grabs a 9-drop. And he will just pass and take a life here. Alright. So I don't want to awaken him here, because I'm just going to give him an extra card since he'll be able to swing with leader before flipping. I'll make him have to flip before going to swing with leader by just not awakening him this turn. So I tap down a card, swing into it, play the Bobbity, the setup, and I'll pass. He swings my leader here, I'll just take it. And then I believe he plays another Paragus Searcher to hopefully find a Vampa. And I think he does actually find the Vampa finally. And we'll play it out. And he'll just pass and take a life here. And then I just play my 4-drop, the rest is board, so that I can swing into it and not give him cards by swinging face. And then I just swing another cantrip, just keep him at 4. And then I just restand the 4-drop as a blocker here. And he forgets that he's going second, so he's making a marker right here. And then he'll just tap 4 for the 30k Broly, draw a Fampa, Swing 30 at my face, pop my 1-drop. I'll just take it. And then he swings leader. I do get to wait for his effect to go off before I decide to block or not. Since I see he plays an 8-drop Broly, I'm safe to block this, no issues. Because there's no more swings coming my way. So I get to save a card in hand, which is nice. And then he'll pass. And then I realize he can't really go wide on me, so I don't actually need this energy absorption in my hand. I think he's leader skilling right now. So I do believe I charge the energy absorption. And then I'll swing 20 at leader. He'll give me a cantrip. And then I do want to either keep him at 3 or put him at 1 here. So I do play my double striker. I wish I had another 4-drop to play out. I don't. I could play that dual attacker, but he's not really. I'm not going to be able to swing with him really, because he's just going to take him. I'd rather just draw the card off the 2-drop, and I do find another 4-drop, which is good. And I do decide to swing 30 at him. Since I'm just going to restand that 4-drop anyway, I might as well turn it. And then I do swing this. He either has to give me a super or go down to 1. And I believe he does just go down the 1 since he has a lot of combo in his hand. And I swing a 20 just to get a 5 out. And I pass and restand my 4-drop. He's almost forced to play a 9-drop here, or he just dies next turn. His Broly's locked down by my leader effect also. I think he'll tap it down. Or he might just like not swing. I think he just doesn't swing it. Oh, okay, he did tap it down. Okay. Alright, swings at my leader. Plays the 9 cost. Heals a life. And then he does decide to swing the double striker at me. I just take this. Just because I want to be at an odd amount, so he can't just hit me with 2 double strikers for game. I do block this because I do get to rest all of his energy and draw a card off with the Boo effect. So he can't play cards for the rest of the turn now. And it passes to me. Draw another 4-drop, so I don't need 2, so I charge 1. Let's go 20 at face. Hopefully he just gives me a card here, so I can't just play that 4-drop dual attacker. So he does just give me a 5. And I have a lot of combo in hand, so I do decide to basically go for game here. I just search a 10k, have the 5 out for the double striker, and then the double striker, double striker is going to play out the 4-drop to just draw me an extra card. I think I'm just doing math here. And I do decide to swing 145 for game. I do keep the Bobbity on the board just in case he has enough combo to combo out, so that I can make this 4-drop a blocker and I'm not scared of dying on the clapback. And as you guys will see, after I swing 145 at him, I kid you not, he gets to 150. And the rest of the cards in his hands are bricks. So if I would have comboed the Bobbity, I would have just won right there. But, that's okay. I, big brain, planned this ahead of time, and am able to just pass with this 4-drop up as a blocker. So. Yep, so he gets to 150 with 3 bricks in his hand. So I pass turn him. And I believe he cannot go for game, and I just kill him on the clapback. Just go for game. So there you go.